No one really expected it, but a new moon will accompany the Earth for a while. The smaller than usual moon has already entered Earth's orbit and will accompany us for some time. A new moon seems strange at first, and it takes some getting used to. We inevitably have to ask ourselves if an additional temporary Earth satellite could have any negative repercussions for life on Earth. The question of where this smaller-than-expected moon really comes from and what its exact future path will be has not yet been fully clarified. Scientists warn of possible risks, but we will only be able to make definitive statements once we have analyzed the new moon in detail. Would you have believed that we could capture a new moon like this? Our large moon has probably been accompanying the Earth for billions of years, and we are deeply connected to it. Many processes on Earth even depend on this Earth satellite. New moons that sporadically accompany our planet are a strange idea, yet it's conceivable. As strange as this story may sound, what is happening in October 2024 is actually quite ordinary in astronomical terms. The chunks of rock that temporarily accompany us are usually not called smaller moons. The correct term would be asteroid or small asteroid. These cosmic visitors have so little mass that they behave in very unusual ways. In the case of asteroid 2024 PT5, another situation led to it being called a supermoon. This asteroid likely has an interesting connection to our moon, which we will examine in more detail shortly. But first, let's review the facts about Earth's new moon. Asteroid 2024 PT5 was discovered in August 2024, and shortly after its discovery, it became evident that this asteroid would temporarily become a mini-moon. The asteroid 2024 PT5 is very small, with a diameter of only a few meters. It resembles more a flying rock than a dangerous space object. This asteroid has been traveling around the Earth for some time and has sporadically been attracted by our planet's gravity. This time, its approach is so close that PT5 will firmly attach itself to Earth's orbit for nearly 2 months. It will follow us for 57 days before changing orbit and leaving us again. Asteroids and comets are attracted to the Sun during their journey. They graze the magnetic fields of other celestial bodies and can be pulled toward them. Just as asteroid 2024 PT5 is currently attracted to the Earth and will remain in orbit for some time, the smaller-than-usual asteroid entered Earth's orbit on September 29, 2024, and is expected to stay near Earth until November 25, 2024. Does asteroid 2024 PT5 pose a serious threat? It may seem crazy to call an asteroid a smaller-than-usual moon, but asteroids are one of the bigger dangers that can come from the universe. However, with asteroid 2024 PT5, it's really different. This rock is so small that it doesn't really pose any risk to us. Some skeptics, especially esotericists who believe that the moon has mysterious powers over us, present the risk differently. As we know, the moon can significantly influence the water levels in our oceans. Some researchers argue that even small asteroids like 2024 PT5 could cause some changes on Earth. But with a size of only a few meters, we can reasonably doubt this. On the whole, the impact of asteroid 2024 PT5 is like throwing a pebble into water. Anywhere it lands, it will cause a small ripple on the surface and then sink without creating any significant waves or tidal effects. With larger asteroids, it's quite different, but they also take very different flight paths and behave differently. Asteroids several hundred meters, or even kilometers, across can represent a threat when they pass through the solar system. These asteroids usually have such mass and velocity that they cannot simply be captured by our magnetic field. Asteroids traveling through space at speeds of tens of thousands of kilometers per hour simply navigate past our magnetic field, and in the worst case, strike the surface. If they miss us, they continue along solid trajectories through the solar system, approaching the Sun before moving away again, passing through the orbits of planets like Earth, or even Mercury or Venus. Each asteroid has a unique trajectory depending on its size, mass, and the specific characteristics of the rock. Asteroids are massive objects that mostly come from the early days of our solar system, and they've been flying through space since the birth of our star and planets. Fortunately, most asteroids are firmly bound in large clusters. Between Jupiter and Mars lies the asteroid belt, which contains well over 100,000 individual rocky bodies, ranging in size from small pebbles to rocks several kilometers in diameter. Occasionally, The gravitational pull between the Sun and other objects in the solar system will nudge asteroids out of their fixed positions, sending them flying toward the Sun. The giant gas planet Jupiter also has an astonishing number of asteroids bound to its magnetic field. Jupiter's moons seem to be quite stable in their orbits, as we've been able to observe the rocky debris in Jupiter's environment. Most of the asteroids that cross our path in the inner solar system come from the great asteroid belt between Jupiter and Mars. However, asteroid 2024 PT5 likely has a completely different history, which also explains its unusual nickname. Researchers suspect that our new, smaller-than-usual moon could actually be a fragment from a collision with one of our moons. Calculations suggest that it might have been separated from the moon by a past impact. This event could have been triggered by the moon colliding with an asteroid, and asteroid 2024 PT5 might have originated in a time when impacts between large objects in the solar system were more frequent than they are today. Most asteroids are about 4.5 billion years old, which is the same age as our star. Scientists hope to obtain a rock sample to determine the exact age of 2024 PT5. Of course, that's what researchers dream of doing, but this task is not so easy. If asteroid 2024 PT5 were to fall toward Earth's surface, it would most likely burn up upon entering the atmosphere. Sending a probe to the asteroid would be too costly, and we wouldn't have enough time. With less than 2 months until the rendezvous, it's simply not enough time to visit asteroid 2024 PT5 in person. Our scientists will have to content themselves with observing the asteroid using telescopes. These small objects can only be detected by a few telescopes on Earth. Institutions like the STS telescope in Hawaii and the Chartbook Observatory in South Africa have been specially designed to detect celestial objects of a few hundred meters in diameter. These institutions continuously monitor the sky, constantly monitoring the night sky to detect asteroids and other objects that could pose a danger to us. Of course, these asteroids will also track the movement of asteroid 2024 PT5, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. However, specialists admit that detecting these small asteroids is a real challenge, even for the best institutions on Earth. Nevertheless, we hope that we can gather enough information about the little moon to draw real conclusions about its origin and structure. Smaller than usual moon, comet, solar storm, and supermoon. These are exciting times in astronomy. Our planet is subject to so many unusual influences that we rarely see. In addition to the visit from the little moon, we are currently witnessing the prelude to the peak of the solar cycle 25. Although the most intense solar activity isn't expected until next year, solar eruptions have already been considerable since the beginning of August. We have been periodically experiencing powerful solar storms. Some particle movements have reached such extents that these storms are already among the most violent of the century. For weeks, enthusiasts have been observing beautiful auroras, even in regions where such colorful displays are rarely seen. In October 2024, we will experience a new peak of solar activity. What's particularly interesting about these powerful solar storms is that they don't just bring us spectacular displays in the night sky. Could individual solar storms have the potential to paralyze our electrical grids or communication networks? So far, we've been lucky. However, how such particle storms might affect our physical and mental health is not scientifically clear. In October, the Comet Map book will continue to dazzle us with its special luminous display. Discovered in the spring, the comet will come so close to Earth that it will be visible to the naked eye. The Comet C/29Y4 Map book, with its green tail, is one of the brightest comets of the year and is celebrated by many as a bringer of light and a symbol of good luck. Unlike asteroids, comets are made of ice, dust, and rock. They, too, are remnants of the early solar system but have a very different origin from that of asteroids. It is believed that these flying cosmic snowballs come from a group of icy objects located far beyond the current boundaries of the solar system. Once again, it is the Sun that releases comets from the Oort cloud, sending them on a journey toward our planet. As if the celestial show wasn't enough, in October 2024, we will also experience a supermoon. This astronomical phenomenon occurs when the moon is closer to Earth than usual and is also full at the same time. Scientists call this proximity perigee. Supermoons occur every year in October, as the moon's elliptical orbit often coincides with perigee and the full moon. When this happens, The full moon appears up to 14% larger and 30% brighter than usual. Since the supermoon on October 17th will be accompanied by the appearance of Comet Map Book, we will once again have a truly exceptional display for both astronomers and stargazing enthusiasts. Fall 2024 is filled with exceptional moments. Millions of people worldwide will gather in observation spots to see the comet, the supermoon, or breathtaking auroras. The question remains whether we will also be able to marvel at our own eyes at the little moon 2024 PT5. No, astronomers are unequivocal on this. Unless you have access to a powerful telescope or are a professional astronomer, you won't have the chance to see the unimposing moon. Asteroid 2024 PT5 is simply too small, with a diameter of only a few meters, to be visible to the naked eye or in amateur telescopes. Subscribe to the channel now and look forward to many exciting new videos.